This time on The Gadget Show, prepare yourself for the tech ride of your life.
Jason and Otis go in search of the ultimate gadget experience day.
Look at that drift!
As they face a challenge to blow the minds. And shake the insides.
Get my client out of the way.
Of two thrill-seeking adrenaline junkies.
Do it! Go! Susie scoffs loads of hot buttered toast in her quest to find the perfect toaster.
That is sexy. And John goes on safari with wildlife cameraman Simon King
She's licking my ear.
to give us his definitive guide to the best 3D TVs on the market.
Whoa!
It sounds so good.
It does, doesn't it? Works.
And well done you for voting, all of you. Thank you very much.
Thanks for everyone that made the effort. Right, now to business and a first for The Gadget Show.
Yes, this is our very first 3D TV test. I say our test. I mean, actually, it's John that put in the graft.
yeah.
Yes. He's the one that spent hours and hours watching endless TV on loads of different sets.
But he loved it. Even if he wasn't
loves
paid
it.
to do it, he'd be doing it anyway, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
So, anyway, here it is, our first ever 3D TV test.
Before I set off to test my 3D TVs, I headed to a TV superstore to check out the different types available. If you're in the market for a 3D TV, the very first decision you need to make is which system to choose.
At the moment, there are two main types, both involving glasses, active and passive.
The passive 3D system is similar to the one in 3D cinemas. It displays both the left and right image on the screen simultaneously, though this halves the resolution of the final picture.
You wear these cheap, polarizing 3D glasses which filter the correct image through to each eye, and your brain puts it together to look 3D.
Other TVs use the active 3D system, which displays the left and right images very rapidly, one after the other, to give you full HD 3D.
These use the much more expensive active glasses that have shutters built into the lenses that open and close very, very quickly in sync with the pictures on the TV.
But frustratingly, each manufacturer uses a different method of transmitting the active signal from their 3D TV to the glasses.
Which means you can only use the 3D glasses designed for your specific make of TV.
In addition, plasma TVs claim to produce sharper 3D images because of their faster response times, while LCD sets claim their brighter screens provide a better 3D experience. But which is best? I'd selected 3 of the latest 3D sets on the market. This LG, which comes with 5 pairs of passive 3D glasses. This Panasonic plasma TV, which comes with 2 pairs of active infrared glasses. And this Samsung LCD, which includes just 1 pair of active Bluetooth glasses. And for my first ever 3D test, I decided to go off the beaten track.
3D is supposed to bring television to life like never before.
So I'd asked Simon King, one of the world's most celebrated wildlife cameramen, to help me film some of the more animated inhabitants of the animal kingdom here at Longleat Safari Park.
Hello.
She's licking my ear.
Gosh.
Simon's been up close and personal with many of the most eye-catching creatures on the planet. So it was ideal to assess whether my 3D TVs could produce an experience that was close to actually being amongst the animals.
Whoa. I'm a 3D novice in terms of shooting. It should enhance the experience. It should put you into the experience that much more effectively, that much deeper. So it's going to be a very interesting test, this.
So after a morning's filming, Simon and I headed off to Longleat House to view the results on the 3D TVs.
Good viewing environment, I think.
And we started off testing the LG by seeing how comfortable its passive glasses were.
Not bad.
Not bad at all. Nobody will take you seriously.
No one...
We then played back Simon's 3D footage to see how it looked.
That does feel as though it's coming into the...
Yes, it is.
Straight into the lens. That is good fun.
But after our initial excitement, we started to see faults with the LG's passive system.
I'm looking deeper inside the screen.
It's not 3D that comes out at you, it's 3D that goes away from you,
Yeah.
isn't it?
The LG was ultimately let down by its poor screen resolution, so we moved on to the Panasonic with its active infrared glasses.
Well, straight away then, not as light and comfy, obviously, as the ones, the passive ones.
Definitely feel more like blinkers, don't they?
They
than
do.
Glasses.
I expected Simon to be more impressed by the Panasonic because it produces full HD 3D images.
The 3D is very good, I have to say.
Do you think the 3D is a better than the LGs? Panasonic 3D?
I'd say it's easier on my eye.
But there was a major problem.
There is a revolting flicker coming from the natural light in the windows behind.
The flickering and uncomfortable glasses meant 3D was getting a massive thumbs down from Simon.
I've yet to care enough about seeing something in 3D to warrant the minor torture involved.
You'd be switching this to 2D.
I would be
basically,
switching
taking
it
these
to 2D,
off.
absolutely.
After watching both the LG and the Panasonic, it appeared Simon had no intention of embracing the 3D revolution. All that remained was the Samsung, and once again we began by testing its Bluetooth-enabled glasses.
Much more comfy for me as well, I have to say.
And more comfy for me. I prefer these.
Straight away, it doesn't
Yes.
feel like an intrusion. That's super comfy.
And when we viewed the Samsung screen, Simon had a 3D epiphany.
And that looks amazing. That's bright. The 3D's good. The colours are rich. And I love the screen. The fact that it goes right to the edge and there's no great block of plastic around the edge.
Yes.
And that helps the 3D effect so much more because it's as though you're seeing the edge of the world.
Samsung's 3D TV had blown Simon's socks off, and he ended the day as a card-carrying, gadget-loving 3D convert. So it's 3Gs for the LG. The lack of proper high definition produces a somewhat disappointing 3D experience. It's also 3Gs for the Panasonic. The constant flickering from the glasses means you can really only watch it in a darkened room. But it's 5Gs for the Samsung. Its lightweight glasses and glorious picture quality thoroughly convinced Simon how good 3D TV can be.
The clarity of that 3D is stunning, John.
This is definitely a 5G TV, this Samsung.
Ooh.
There's good news on the glasses front because Samsung, Sony and Panasonic have got together to launch a full HD 3D glasses initiative which will actually standardise
Oh, good.
the glasses across those TVs, and they'll use Bluetooth as well, so it should be to a reasonably high standard.
Very good. I'll take them off because I want you to have a go with this. Oh. This is Toshiba's Cosmio 3D laptop. It's the world's first glasses-free 3D laptop. Okay. Just have a little look at it, because obviously the first one that we've seen, lenticular process, so special lenses over the screen that are directing the light in two different directions, so you get a perspective to your left eye, perspective to your right eye, creating 3D. And the webcam is tracking your eyes, so when you're in the viewing zone, it's in 3D.
Okay, yeah, it's just clicked into that.
But also it knows how far away you are to adjust the strength of the 3D effect.
Exactly,
Yeah,
so you shouldn't feel, you know, sick.
I'm not getting... I mean, this is a couple of degrees below 3DS standard, OK? Really? It's not quite there. You tell me what you think.
Well, it's not... I mean,
But, I mean, the fact that you can go and buy this off the shelf is great news for our, you know, glasses-free 3D future, isn't it?
Right, now back to business, the business of this week's challenge. Now, most days are pretty ordinary, right? You get up, you go to work, you come home.
Yeah, you know, play a few video games, go shopping, maybe have a kip.
But what if you could break the routine and do something really adventurous, like become a fighter jet pilot or a race car driver? Or what about this, the perfect marriage of technology and adventure, get dragged behind a powerboat in a large inflatable board?
I love the way this man's mind works. I think you know where we're going with this. We get to experience these kinds of things on an almost weekly basis on the Gadget Show. We're very fortunate, but the good news is that there are loads of gadget-based experiences that everyone can enjoy too.
Come on, let's have it! It's fair to say that as Gadget Show presenters, we've experienced some pretty bonkers activities over the years. Oh, we've done some stuff, don't we?
We have. I think I've probably done some more awesome stuff than you, Dan.
No, you...
No, dude, I've driven an F1 car.
All right, yeah, I had a mini tank.
What a maneuver!
All right.
Dude, I learned to fly a plane.
Oh my God, I just landed a plane!
Yeah, I was a plane.
But here's the good news. These experiences aren't too dissimilar to the stuff you can now do yourself.
The concept of selling experience days started around 20 years ago, and there are now hundreds to choose from. And when you throw gadgets and technology into the mix, these experiences go up at least 2 gears.
Yeah, there's a huge range of ways that you can experience some really cool and exotic technology, and you don't even have to work at the Gadget Show for 7 years to do it.
So this week's challenge was simple and brilliant. We had to each choose what we thought was the best techie experience in the UK, and then take some special guests out to experience them before they chose a winner.
Good luck, you too.
And I started off my search by getting down and dirty. What you want to do is combine speed with a whole lot of mud, adrenaline, sweat, and the ability to power slide like a mother. These Apache dirt buggies set the benchmark for driving experiences. Look at that drift!
Hand-built for speed, they're capable of a terrifying 100 miles an hour, if you can keep them straight, that is.
That happens to everyone, right?
This could well be a front runner for my experience.
The reason this thing slides so beautifully on the corners is because all the weight is at the back to make this the perfect drift vehicle.
Now, mate, when it comes to wheels, size does matter, and I've got the biggest ones on the block. Because you see, I like my experiences big. Monster trucks first came to prominence 40 years ago in the US, and now you can drive a beast like Grizzly here too.
How could I resist with 66-inch wheels and a 7.5-litre engine strong enough to pull down a house? Yeah, that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? Big cars, big experiences, yeah, and big women. I said it.
You think your monster is big? Well, you're really gonna dig what I've got. Look, everyone loves diggers. And guess what? There's a place where you can race them. These 8.5-ton monsters are powered by 4.4-litre turbo-driven engines, which means that they're pretty nippy round a slalom course. The digger experience includes full-on racing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Slow down!
And learning how to manoeuvre, lift and scoop. Yeah, not as easy as it looks.
Oh, down, where's down? No!
Too bad, Jason. Now just listen to my pitch. Yeah, some of my favourite Gadget Show experiences have been the musical ones. And if you've got a good set of lungs, then maybe you'd enjoy a day in a state-of-the-art recording studio to lay down your own track.
Yeah!
Even if you sound like a farmyard animal. There's always auto-tune, right?
But who needs to pretend to be a star when you can pay other people to make you look like one? Believe it or not, you can now hire a private gaggle of pro-camera toting paparazzi for the night to follow you and your mates around town. Even with the addition of hired screaming fans to feel like a real A-lister.
See you, bye. Well, I just caught my cap there.
While Jason was enjoying the lap of Z-list luxury, I found some proper adrenaline-pumping craziness.
Oh, my goodness!
Check this out. We've seen indoor skydiving on the show before. We've also seen giant inflatable balls rolling down hills and being pulled across the water, though maybe that isn't to everyone's taste.
How can that be on the Gadget Show? I've never known something so ludicrous.
Now they've combined the two to create Airspheering, one of the most extreme rides in the land.
Yay! I'm going to be trying that. Yay!
The G-force experienced inside can even momentarily peak at a face-melting 16G.
What? Oh, my face! Where is that?
As you bounce off the walls.
Whose idea was this?
While Otis was recovering from what looked like a bouncy gerbil ball, my experiences were getting gnarlier.
Woohoo! This is what I'm talking about!
This is cable wakeboarding. Using a cable rather than a boat to water ski was invented 50 years ago as an affordable way to do the sport. But it's great for wakeboarding too.
One big electric motor drives this whole line, and up to 8 people can do it at the same time.
And you can rock up to centres like this to ski or board all day for less than the cost of half an hour behind a boat.
Woo! It's not that easy, as I just demonstrated. But you know what? It's half the fun.
We both certainly found some memorable tech-filled experiences. But which was best?
Which one would make me need to change my pants?
Whose idea was this? What the?
And more importantly, which would help us win the challenge?
The time had come to make our final decisions.
Oh, hey, let's talk about the Airsphere
Why do we
first.
have to talk about that?
Because it looked like fun.
You know what? Some people may get off on that, but all it was just being rattled about inside a big balloon.
But isn't that the sort of madcap activity that you want for your office parties?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah,
Yes.
perfect for that.
And I must admit, I loved your rear-wheel drive buggy and the monster truck right up my street.
No arguments.
Yeah, you can't beat the adrenaline sports, can you? I mean, just drifting around that field, I could have done that all day.
Yeah, well, you know what? This challenge is far from over, and if you want any details on the experiences that you've just seen and a whole load more, then go to our website, channel5.com/gadgetshow.
That's where we have lists, links, videos, and everything you need to know to find the best gadget-filled experience days in the UK. And that's not all. There's a new edition of the exclusive Gadget Show Web TV posted every day of the week, meaning you need never be without glorious, glistening gadgets.
Now, those of you that watched the show may remember a few series ago that these guys did a test right here in the studio to prove that expensive HDMI cables aren't worth the money that you spend on them.
Yeah, that time around, we showed quite conclusively that there was no visible difference between two identical TVs fed by the same HD pictures coming from the same Blu-ray players using two different cables from opposite ends of the price spectrum.
However, we are still getting emails from people saying that stores are trying to sell them expensive HDMI cables under the ruse that they'll get a better picture. It's been a few years since we did that test, and Polly wasn't here last time, so she is going to take the challenge. We're going to do the test again. Polly, one of these TVs has an expensive HDMI cable and the other one has a cheapie. What do you think then?
I'm trying to pick out if one's better than the other, and to be quite honest, I'm not seeing any difference.
I agree, they are identical, which is extraordinary when you consider that the cable plumbed into that television is £80, whereas this television is fed by a cable costing just £5.
That's crazy. So the definitive guide to HDMI cables, the cheapest ones we could find, are all on our website. Welcome back. Now it's time for a top 5, and it's hot stuff. Because when it comes to culinary delights, few come close to the simple delights of a crusty piece of hot buttered toast.
Beans, jam, and hot butter. They'd be nothing without the staple part of the British diet, a good slice of toast.
However, creating the perfect piece of toast is an art form. So I'm going to speak to someone who knows all about it.
To assist me, I'd enlisted master baker Paul Rhodes, an expert bread maker who's more than accustomed with cooking and eating some of the world's finest bread.
So how do we create the perfect slice?
For me, you have to start with a good product, so a good bread, and then really looking for a really nice even bake.
This so-called perfect toast we expect from our toasters should result in a cool brown slice, which is an effect caused by caramelisation of the bread, labelled the Maillard reaction, where the sugars and acids in the bread react to the heat from the toaster. If the reaction goes on too long, the toast becomes carbonised, which means it turns black and tastes horrible. So, with this in mind, we got 20 of what are claimed to be the best toasters you can buy. We then place some thickly sliced bread into all of them at a medium heat.
Right, quick! Oh, it's burnt!
The Rising of the Dead.
After they'd all popped up, we examined each slice to see if it had a good even colour on both sides.
There's about a third of that toast that hasn't been cooked. Look at that!
Get the butter out.
You wouldn't serve that to the Queen, would you? Right, if we're not serving any of this toast to the Queen, they're out.
After analysing the results, the worst 10 toasters were, well, toast. Next, we wanted to see how well our remaining 10 toasters coped with different sizes of bread.
We are talking bagels.
Thank you.
Pikelets, crumpets, muffins,
and good old-fashioned doorsteps. Our toasters were showing just how versatile they can be.
If you're a little bit continental,
Voila.
keep your croissant warm.
I wonder what that was for.
This Breville, for instance, even had a built-in radio.
Radio on toast drum.
I quite like that idea.
And some just looked great. After checking how well our toasters cooked our chunky toast, yay! We removed the worst 5. And finally, after much deliberation, we had the order. At 5, 5, it's the Bosch Styline toaster with quartz class for even heat distribution, which seem to provide great heat for almost the perfect slice.
Just looks good. You eat with your eyes first.
You do. At 4, it's the Breville Radio Toaster, which not only provided a few tunes, but produced an evenly cooked slice from top to bottom.
Start your morning with toast of that quality, I think. Put a smile on your face for the day, wouldn't it?
At 3, it's the Magimix Vision Toaster. With its see-through case, it was something great to look at. But it also backed this up with a slice of toast that was deliciously soft on the inside and crispy on the outside.
That's quite soft and fluffy.
At 2, it's the Magimix 4-slice toaster. Like the Vision toaster, it cooked our bread almost to perfection. But with 4 slots available, it pops into our number 2 spot.
Not only it looks good, it turns out a damn good piece of toast.
And at number 1, the toast of the town came from the Russell Hobbs Classic 2-slice toaster. With its traditional stainless steel design, its simple controls, it not only looked great, but it also cooked our thick bread perfectly.
You know when you're really hungry and you dream about a piece of hot buttered toast? It's this piece of toast that I dream about.
Wow, good test. And you know what? I can't believe that the simplest of toasters won.
There's nothing to it.
No, it doesn't have to be the most expensive one.
Welcome back to this week's challenge that saw Jason and myself scouring the country for the very best gadget experiences. Experiences that you at home could take part in to become, for 24 hours, a fully fledged gadget guy or girl.
Yeah, a hunt had taken us on a massive sphere-flying, digger racing, cable surfing, monster trucking odyssey, and it wasn't over.
It was time now to reveal our choices, our most thrilling, gut-spilling techie experiences, because a pair of special guests were about to judge us, and they loved their gadgets and their adrenaline.
Oh, yeah, you better believe it. I was up first, and trust me, if you've ever wanted to step into Jason Bourne's shoes or be a Mr. Bond or Mrs. Bond, perhaps, if you watched 24 and thought you're Jack Bauer, if you know all of Steven Seagal's movie We Want to Be an Extra in Spooks, you're going to love this. I'd lined up an experienced day of spy games. Matt Littler and Darren Jeffries, better known to Hollyoaks fans as Max and OB, are an adrenaline-loving presenting duo who have travelled the world taking part in all sorts of extreme activities for TV. But I was hoping my spy games experience day would top all of that. Hi, boys. What do you think to my gaff?
This is your gaff?
Yeah,
nice.
Fantastic. You like it? I've got some gadgets for you, which I'm sure you'll be pleased.
OK.
Right, check this out. Heart rate monitors. Throughout both experiences, Matt and Darren would be hooked up to these Garmin heart rate monitors to gauge just how much our experiences got their blood pumping.
I've got a feeling we're going to be scared.
I think you're going to be scared. So, with their heart rates under 90 beats per minute, it was time for our bespoke espionage mission to begin.
A hostage has been taken, and it's up to you three to carry out the intelligence to find out where this hostage has been taken, but also to actually secure the release as well.
We're the best men for the job.
We can do this.
Yeah. Triple fist bump.
Stage 1 was tracking down our kidnapped VIP, starting with a GoTech GPS tracking device.
You're all clear.
By fitting it to a suspect vehicle, I hoped we would be led straight to our quarry.
And he's back. He's done it. Oh, he's forgotten something.
So nonchalant the way he walks.
Oh, good.
We then began to monitor our hostage's movements back at base. The GoTech tracker transmits GPS coordinates at 5-second intervals, which we monitored to find out where our VIP was being taken.
There you go.
Great Horwood, that's a hive of scum and villainy.
Once our target location had been identified, we needed to get some extreme close-up images of the site where the VIP was being held hostage. And of course, me being me, I brought along some sneaky tech of my own. Boys, I'd like to introduce you to Paul. Hey guys. And the F8. The F8 is a UAV octocopter. Wow. There it goes, man. Look at that thing. It has 8 propellers which provide a stable and quiet platform, and the onboard Panasonic LX3 camera shoots aerial stills and video which are then streamed live back to base.
There's a van. Yeah, there is. There's a white van. Is it like a prison van?
It even has a built-in GPS sensor, which means it can maintain its position autonomously, giving us a great bird's-eye view of the action.
Well, that's it then. We need to somehow get inside that building. And we were going to do that in style. For our rescue mission, we were approaching our target in a Bell 206 Long Ranger helicopter.
There's the target, boys. Our hostage is right in there.
Equipped with Viper assault vests to carry ammo and flares and airsoft rifles which shoot pretend plastic bullets using compressed air, this was definitely getting the blood pumping now.
116!
Matt's heart was registering 116 beats per minute, while Darren's had shot up to 122.
It's full.
The combination of tech and adrenaline really brought the experience to life, and we were loving it. We got into character and hammed it up as much as we could.
Right up to the top.
But before we went in all guns blazing,
Scope, 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 scope.
I brought some more devious tech along too.
Come on, scope it, come on.
This flexiscope camera with a metre-long tube of optical fibres connecting to its lens gave us a sneak preview of what we were up against.
Okay, big white van, there's two guys, one to the left of it, one directly behind it.
Matt and Darren's heart rates were hitting a breathless 150 now, as it was time to move in.
3, 2, 1, let's go! Go! Get in! Get in! Check out this van! Get out!
No sign of the hostage yet.
Get out!
Our last chance was in the shipping containers out back.
Kick it open! Kick it! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Over this side, over this side! Line up, line up! Okay, this is it. Go, let's go, let's go! Do it! Go, 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 go! Get in! Do it! Go!
Finally, it seemed we'd located our VIP hostage, who was a bit of a surprise.
It's Roman, Jace! Get to the chopper! Let's get him out! Come on, let's move! Come on! Come on, Jace! Oh no, his legs have come off!
Hostage found. We now had to make it to our chopper for our airborne escape.
Get into the chopper! Let's go, go, go! Come on! Mission success! Let's head home, boys. Yeah. Let's head home.
Poor Robo James.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Those guys were absolutely superb, and I'd have them on my side, all right? I'd have them as wingmen in any mission.
Yeah, you know what, Jace? I take my hat off to you for providing, a great gadget experience, and then I place the hat back on my head because your UAV addition to the experience there. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean,
Yeah?
OK, not strictly by the rules, but I just thought, you can't rescue a hostage, and pass the opportunity by to have a UAV.
Yep, we'll see. On to my challenge now, and I was really pulling out all the stops to impress Jason's wingmen. There's a clue in there, and this time I wouldn't be augmenting my experience.
Ooh.
My experience was definitely bigger, better, and higher than Jason's, and I had no doubts I'd picked a winner.
Oh, the boys are gonna love this. They're gonna love it. It's amazing.
The boys were going to find out exactly what it feels like to be Top Gun with an ultimate dogfight in the skies.
With 200 brake horsepower and speeds of around 200 miles per hour, this is one of the most capable stunt planes around.
These Bulldog aircraft were originally used as training planes for fighter jet pilots. Matt and Darren were going to experience the full-on thrill of flying aerobatics in them, even taking the controls themselves to stage a dogfight in the air. You are going to absolutely love it! With their heart rate monitors strapped on and both beating under 90 BPM, the boys wasted no time getting into character.
You're going down, Iceman. You're going down.
That's his ego's writing checks his body can't cash about now.
And they were off. And as they took to the air...
That is so cool.
Both Matt and Darren's heart rate data showed a massive lift, jumping from around 85 to over 100 in a matter of seconds. They were loving it.
I can look to my right and see my mate in another plane, chasing us. Unbelievable.
But the great thing about this Top Gun experience was they weren't just admiring the view, they got to take the controls themselves.
All right, so you have control. I have control. You have control. The plane is in my control now. It is in your hands, yeah.
You're fine, now pull. Alright, the 4G loop we got in there.
And then it was time to experience a tail chase dogfight.
Follow me for tail chase. Go!
As Darren steered his bulldog into position behind Matt, chasing his prey through the clouds.
Shoot! Can I shoot him yet? Squeeze him back. He has gone through his wake.
Darren definitely had the need for speed, but he was about to pay for his gung-ho approach.
Roll with him. Roll. He's rolled. We're going to roll with him. That's it. Now get him behind him. I feel very sick. I've got to say, you might have to take over. I feel like I'm going to be... Okay, get your bag out. Get your bag ready. Get the microphone out of the way. Monitor requesting change of call sign to Shunter 1. He can't defuse. Acknowledged.
So while Slider was getting reacquainted with his breakfast, Iceman Matt was proving to be a natural.
Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. How you feeling? Feel good.
And showing the icy nerve of his namesake,
We're on.
he took up position behind the struggling Darren to fire off a few rounds.
Guns.
Even if they were pretend ones.
Good job.
Game over. As they came into land, I could only hope they'd enjoyed the experience as much as I had.
And we are landed. And time for some fresh air, I think. Oh, that's nice. Oh, amazing. Unbelievable experience.
That was unbelievable.
I was so glad you enjoyed it, man.
We're doing the spin. I've never done anything like that before in my entire life.
Fantastic.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome, Iceman. Slider, how was it?
Oh, you're
looking a little bit colourless there, dude.
Oh my! I've never been so sick. I filled 2 bags. Mate,
Wow. That's how you do it, mate.
Yes. That is a pretty high-flying experience.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
The question, though, is who has won between the pair of you? Now, remember, we were monitoring their heart rates throughout that.
We were.
So I've got the results here.
Okay.
In Otis's Top Gun experience,
It's got to be high.
Darren and Matt's heart rates maxed out at 133 beats per minute and 138 beats per minute.
So sort of approaching dubstep.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, yes.
In Jason's Spy Games experience, their respective heartbeats jumped to 176 and 179 beats.
That's definitely
Yes.
that, isn't it?
That's
Yeah.
right up there, isn't it?
But can I just say, anyone's heart rate is going to increase if you're running around. That doesn't mean they enjoyed it more.
Anyone's heart rate picks up, when they're with me.
That's panic, Jason.
The ladies out there, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, OK, but an experience is an emotional thing as well, isn't it? So we thought the best, most scientific way to find out which experience the boys enjoyed the most...
Emotionally, yeah.
...was just to ask them.
Top Gun.
You don't look so disappointed.
Oh.
Hey?
Hang on, though. Is that a draw?
Well, it's not a draw, actually.
Oh. Why?
I need to ask you a question.
Good. No, can we
Did
just...
you, Jason
See you next
Bradbury...
time.
Not quite.
Did
not
you,
so far.
Jason Bradbury, cheekily add in 2 little bits of tech of your own?
I may have rung a couple of friends.
You did, didn't you?
Octocopter, little camera under the door.
But you do know...
Just to spice it up a little bit.
This
Not that it really
challenge-
spiced it up, but it was fantastic, but it did add a little frisson.
This challenge is not about who you know, what mates you know in the tech world. It's about standalone experiences. So I'm going to have to take it away from you, which means that today's winner is Mr. Otis Dooley.
Yes. And it feels good.
We will see you next time. Who knows where this will end? Goodbye.
Next time. See you.